Yeah, shalom, shalom to the children of the true Yasharala all around the world. I'm making this video to continue basically explaining that there is no Christ, or Jesus as we say. What you're going to understand is the fact is that basically the New Testament was added on to include the Gentiles. The Most High never had a plan to include the Gentiles. The Most High never changes. What you're going to understand is, in the original Torah, the Old Testament, the Most High never changes. It teaches us the Most High never changes. And the Most High's word is spoken in the Old Testament. In the New Testament, it's third hand. It's not spoken about, as in the most so say the Most High. It's all letters and other doctrines and things which man brings to you, okay? And the Most High has warned us not to follow man. So what I'm going to do today, okay, is just basically try and give you a basic understanding as why there is a big awakening of the true children of Yasharala, okay? Brother G-Dash is also talking about this on his channel on YouTube. And what I wanted to do was to basically give you a few scriptures, which is what I've found, and basically make you ask you questions or yourself questions about, well, where did this Jesus character come from? Jesus, who was in the King James Bible 1611, was originally named as Iusus. Okay? So if he was named from Iusus, why didn't they keep that? And then they changed it to J, which was Jesus. Okay? There was a character explained in the ancient Egyptian mythology, very, very similar to that. And, the birth and death of the Immaculate Conception, from a god in the Egyptian philosophy and belief, Kemet, basically. Yeah. So basically what's happened is that because we know that the Gentiles or the heathen have a fascination with Egypt and Egyptology and how it was made, obviously they've written this book. So what's happened is basically the Gentiles wrote this book and included themselves in prophecy. Okay? It's been made into now literally a control mechanism. The original Torah, which is what the original Jews or the Jewish people followed or have followed, the converts who are living in Israel now, followed for 1,000 years. Okay? But the original descendants who are black, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay, basically they followed the Torah. They didn't have the New Testament. Okay? So let me start here. All right. What I'm going to do is actually I'll go back to Isaiah, and what I'm doing is I'm using my tablet just for the sake of saving time. Okay. Isaiah 40 and 28. So I'd like you to go to Isaiah 40, right, and verse 28. Okay. The Most High never tires. Remember, he sits outside time. So Isaiah 40 and verse 28. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard? Okay, underline words. That the everlasting God, the Lord, the Creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not. Okay, so he doesn't grow weary. Neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. Now, it takes true searching and actual understanding of a meaning of a word, because a lot of Christians don't do that, to get the definition of a word. So weary, for instance, okay? So if I just put here weary and I go to the Strong's Concordance, it will give me what the word means. H3021, that's a Strong's number. That's the original way it was written, the original word. Translated word, yaga. Phonic spelling, yao-ga. Parts of speech, verb. Strong's definition, a primitive root property to gasp, hence to be exhausted, or to tire, to toil, faint, make to, labor, be weary. Okay? The Most High doesn't get weary. Okay? He is not like us. He's not human. He is the Most High. He is the perfect being. Okay, right? So yeah, basically that gives you an idea, all right, of the word. Searching the meaning of the word is so critical when you are studying. If you don't understand something or you don't understand the true definition of it, it is important to understand the meaning and break down and going into the root meaning of that word. Christianity does not teach you that. And then they go to the seminary schools, Christians do, okay? So that basically they can study literally the New Testament. They don't really touch on the Old Testament. And if they do, it's very brief, but they don't have any explanation of it. All they say is the law was done away with, but they can't prove it in the Torah that it actually says so says the Most High, the laws are done away with. The Most High changes not. Okay? I digress. So basically, let me go to next Deuteronomy 7 and verse 9. So let's go to Deuteronomy verse 7, and we'll go down to verse 9. I highlighted there. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he, right? So thy God, right? Your God. He is God, the faithful. So he doesn't change. The faithful God, which keepeth covenant. He made a covenant with the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay? With Yasharallah, with Israel, and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments. The commandments were never done away with. So you should be trying to keep the commandments. And if you don't know what the commandments are, it's more than just 10 simple, commandments. It is a lot bigger than that. You have to keep the laws, you have to keep the statutes, and you have to keep the commandments. And if you want to understand more, you have to go to the book of Deuteronomy and read it thoroughly. To 1,000 generations. Okay? And he repayeth them that hate him to their face. Okay? To destroy them, he will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. Okay? Right? Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes. This is the Most High speaking. And the judgments which I command thee this day to do them. Okay? So, wherefore it shall come to pass, if ye hearken, so if you listen to these judgments and keep and do them, and the Lord thy God shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he swore unto these fathers. Okay? Now, remember, there's the blessings and the curses which they talk about. Okay? All right, so, which you can read in your own time, because for the sake of time, read it in your own time. Okay? So we fell upon the curses because we were stiff-necked. We disobeyed the Most High. We went for the other nations' gods around us, okay? And then we suffered the consequences. But he never threw us away. He turned his face for us for but a while. Understand what text is talking about. Understand what it says. Understand that he never said that he will throw us away forever. People who are saying that lie. Show me where in the Old Testament or the New Testament it says that. Actually, no, forget the New Testament, because the New Testament is discredited. The Old Testament. So says the Most High, because the Most High's word is not in the New Testament. Okay? Right, so let's go to Exodus 32 and 14, shall we? So Exodus 32. Okay, and I'm using this tablet because I'm for the sake of time, okay? 32 and 14 to save time. Right. Okay, and I believe it's 32 and 14. Yeah, so right. Just to show that it's his people, right? We, Yasharallah, right? The 12 tribes of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Because there was no J, right, in the original languages, right? And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people. His people. Just because you're a Christian, or just because these people who wrote the New Testament say that you're a Christian and you're included, you are not included. Okay, I will show you that. All right. So his people, right? The whole world wasn't there in Mount Sinai to get the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? And to receive the blessings and to receive the curses, because that's a lie. The whole world is not receiving blessings and curses, and they weren't there all present, at Mount Sinai. And I will prove it to you. If you don't turn off this video, I will prove it to you that basically what the Christian doctrines teach you today is a complete lie, because there is just the Old Testament, and the Old Testament includes end days prophecy. Okay, so let's go to Exodus 3 and 14. Yeah, Exodus 3 and 14, right? So let's go back to Exodus 3. For the sake of time, I'm doing this. Exodus 3 and go to verse 14. All right. So it says here, and God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am have sent me unto you. He didn't send him to the whole world, okay? So, this is the proof that he didn't send them to everybody. He sent them unto them. To say that he sent, that the Most High himself said that he sent, disciples or Jesus or anyone else like that to save the world, he didn't. He owns the world. He is the Most High God over all other gods, because all of the other gods had their nations. They're their own gods. And it says as much in the Torah meaning the Old Testament, which is the original Bible. Okay, now let's skip over, because I'm just for the sake of time, let's skip over to Psalms 119 and verse 90. So Psalms 119. Okay, and let's go right to verse 90. 90, there we go. And I want you to think about what I'm telling you here, okay? The faithfulness is unto all generations. Look, note the word all generations. Thou hast established the earth, and it abideth. Okay? Whose generations? Israel. Okay? If you read this pretext upon pretext, line upon line, you will see that it's regarding Israel. He is faithful to Israel. Israel is his people, nobody else. And you will see what he will do to the Gentiles. Okay? So let's move over to Jeremiah 31 and 3, shall we? So Jeremiah 31 and go to verse 3. Right? So let's read, shall we? Right. The Lord have appeared of old unto me, saying, Yea, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. The Most High changes not. He changes not. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. Okay? And again I will build thee, and thou shalt be built, O Virgin of Israel. Thou shalt again be adorned, and thy tributes, and shalt go forth in the dances of them that make merry. Okay? So this is talking about future. Okay? So hold on. When upon the man appearing with a cry, let the Zion unto Lord our God. Yeah, see? So, for there shall be a day that the watchman upon the Mount Ephraim shall cry, arise. Verse 6. Ye, and let us go up to Zion unto the Lord our God. When I say our God, O Virgin Israel, in verse 4. Our God, so you don't need what do you say? You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand that the Old Testament is for Israel. This is not the Gentiles book. It is not the Gentiles book. This is of the children of Yasharallah. Okay? So let us go to Deuteronomy 4 and 2. So Deuteronomy 4 and verse 2. Okay? Highlighted there for you guys. Ye shall not add unto the word. And so what have they done? They've made the New Testament. They've added to it. Okay? Because the New Testament contradicts the Old Testament. And there's a lot coming out about that now. Which I command you, neither shall ye diminish out from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you. So you're not meant to diminish it or reduce it or to take it away. I will read it again for you. Okay, Deuteronomy 4 verse 2. Ye shall not, and remember he changes not, add unto the word which I command you. You neither shall diminish out from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you. Okay, so I think it's quite straightforward, pretty much, right? He's talking about the commandments, and that commandment is everlasting. You'll see it's actually everlasting. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 44, shall we? And 6. So Isaiah 44. Okay, and verse 6. So this is all the stuff that I found, okay, so far. So, thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel. So people who are saying that Jesus is the King, right, and he's coming back, there's no mention of him in end times prophecy in the Old Testament, okay? The King of Israel. And his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. And if you're saying, actually, just to let me add something, if you're saying that the Most High has changed his mind, he stands outside time. He knows the beginning and the end. Okay, so it didn't the Torah actually warn us not to go after gods of wood and stone as well. That's another point I was going to make. The Cabal, or the Muslim god, okay, which is worshipped of stone, and then Jesus, who was crucified on a tree or on a wooden cross, okay, of wood and stone. He knew what was coming, okay? These are stumbling blocks for our people, okay? And you want to include everyone else, and you want to forgive everyone else for what they're doing to us, okay? The Most High will judge all nations, and he will make a full end to those people, okay? In those nations, those Gentiles. But he won't make a full end of you, but he will punish us in measure, okay, as the Torah says. So, thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, I am the first, and I am the last. And beside me, so there's no Jesus, there is no God. There's no Son of God, there's no Jesus. He makes it clear. He is warning you, okay? So, let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms 102 and 27. So Psalms 102. Okay, and let's go find verse 27. So, yeah, here we go. But thou art the same, and thy years shall have no end. Okay? So that's talking about the Most High. Okay? The Most High has no end. Okay? And thou art the same. So he's the same. He doesn't change. So if you're telling me in Psalms that this is a lie and he changed his mind, he is not like a man or a son of man to change his mind. Okay? And the references that they're using with the bad English that they used to interpret the Torah and the Bible, and the so-called New Testament, which was added afterwards and later, okay, which is not biblically, consistent with the Old Testament, okay, it's a lie because it contradicts. The New Testament contradicts the Old Testament. There is some good stuff in the New Testament, I'm not saying to throw it all away, right? But at the time is, once it's compromised, it can't be trusted because it contradicts too much of the Old Testament. Okay? So he doesn't change. Just basically just finishing what I was saying there, he doesn't change. All right? So I've actually been on for 20 minutes, so I should carry this on in the next part because obviously it's going to take a lot longer than I thought. So the next one we'll go to is Genesis 17 and 7, and we'll start off with that one in the next one.